Hi guys, I'm Christy. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can tell your child that they are adopted. This is a very sensitive and personal type of topic, and each child has their own adoption story. So I think it's really important for us parents to just kind of go over, when we should tell them, how we should tell them, what details to tell and what details to leave out so that we make healthy decisions for our children. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that I am a firm believer in being open and honest and direct with your communication when telling your child that they are adopted. I know that there's many people, I've heard many stories of people not telling their children they're adopted and having there be some type of explosive behavior or hurt feelings or even more trauma connected to that when they find out later. There's a lot of feelings of deception and being lied to and not feeling like they can trust their parents. And on top of that, they're dealing with all the emotions of not knowing who their biological family is and feeling like their life that they lived was kind of like a lie. So I really suggest that we not go that route and that we are open and honest and direct and really have that open line of communication with our kids as early as possible. Let's be honest, being an adopted child is traumatic enough. They're going to grow up dealing with, who do I look like? How come I don't have straight hair like my mom? How come my hair's curly and I have different color eyes? They're dealing with all those differences on their own. So adding that extra layer of being adopted is a challenge. And I feel it's something that should be approached and there should be open communication early on, of course, being age appropriate. Now, I adopted my children at a very, very young age, and our family is a transracially adopted family. But even if we weren't, I would still tell my children they were adopted right away. So I don't even remember the first time we talked about adoption because it has always been a part of our dialogue in our communication when talking about our family. For as long as I can remember, I've always told my children that they were loved and they were chosen, and they have a tummy mommy, but she wasn't able to take care of them. So mommy and daddy were so excited to be able to help her when taking care of them and raising them. I think having that approach has really made my children feel loved and proud, and they have so many people that are there for them and that love them. In our house, we use very nice words when we're talking about the birth family. We're talking about Grammy, we're talking about tummy mommies, aunties and uncles, and extended family members in a positive light and creating like names for them. For example, one of our tummy mommies, biological mothers, we call her Mimi. She's your Mimi. So I think having that really positive words to connect to them has really helped, and knowing that we are all in this together and we're all a team. Some of our children have really traumatic stories, and no, I don't think it's appropriate to share all those specific details, when they're young, but sharing their story is part of helping them cope and deal with being adopted. And the more they know in a positive, age-appropriate manner, the better off they're going to be growing up. They're not going to always have this on their back thinking about this when they're trying to concentrate and get good grades and trying to do well at sports and trying to grow up to become someone. So I really think that communication is key. My children know that they were not born to me. They did not grow inside of my tummy, but they know they grew inside someone else's tummy, but then I became their mommy. The way I express it to them, they feel very loved. My suggestion is make the conversation of adoption a regular communication. It's a regular piece of our family story. It's not something that we don't talk about, and it's not something that we just ignore and pretend like it didn't happen and thinking that we don't have to talk about it. We make our children feel like they were very, very wanted, and we describe that day when we met them, when we saw their sweet faces, our feelings of joy and how excited we were to be able to parent them and love them and take care of them. And I think that in itself it really does speak volumes, and it sets the tone for a positive communication line and a positive experience the whole adoption process was for us. Let's focus on the positive things of how we felt having that child enter our care. especially in those really difficult adoption stories when there's a lot of things going on. I think it's really important to just sugarcoat it when they're young and say, your tummy mommy could not take care of you, so we decided that we would help her and take care of you. So I think sugarcoating that is really age appropriate at that very young age. As they get older and they ask more questions, you know, as you see fit, you can kind of give a little bit more into the story. What we're trying to do here by being honest is to avoid those blow-ups later on that can really help question their identity, where they come from. That could be very distracting when they're trying to focus on their life and what they're going to do in life and how they're going to succeed. So having those unnecessary bumps in the road just definitely does not help them when they're on their journey to adulthood. That's why I truly feel that honesty is the best policy in every scenario. So for us, our approach of just regularly talking about it as it being a normal part of our story and sharing with our son examples of like how Colin Kaepernick was adopted and this celebrity was adopted and this neighbor was adopted, it just made it feel like they weren't different. It was just a normal, special part of their life, that many people have this special part of their lives. It just made it regular and normal. I truly feel like the more you talk about it, the more you normalize it, it's not going to be an issue. Of course, with transracial adoptions, there's so much more about the culture and adapting to the lifestyle and learning about their history and so much, but that's definitely a whole nother video. If you want to hear how I talk to my children about how they were transracially adopted and about their history and their culture and how we navigate all of that, definitely subscribe and stay tuned. Now you know my stance and how we kind of navigate telling our kids that they're adopted. If you're watching this video and you have a little bit of an older child that you have not told they are adopted yet, I really want to encourage you to start those conversations. Just be open, just be honest. The sooner you start talking about it, the sooner they can process it, adapt to it, heal, ask those questions, open that line of communication, and the sooner they can get back on track to focusing on the important things of life, you know, having them learn about adulthood and what they're going to be as they grow and get older. I really do not suggest you wait much longer. It's going to be a lot more difficult for them later on. Also, it will really help your relationship as the adoptive parent to your child. It will help that connection and relationship of honesty, because they're going to feel deceived and lied to if you wait too long to tell them. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any tips or suggestions or questions or need help, leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them, and anyone in the community, please jump in if you feel like you can help someone. As always, you can also DM me on my Instagram, Christy Gior. I invite you to follow me over there. I give lots of tips over there, and we talk about all different aspects of foster care and adoption. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck. Let's do better. Let's be better for our kids. I'll see you in the next one.